I've mentioned in my previous video that dialysis nursing is the most tolerable specialty. To add, it also has the most flexible schedule that you can think of. Last year, I was able to celebrate Thanksgiving with family, completed a Christmas Filipino tradition of 9 evening masses, spent Christmas Eve without worrying about work the next day, committed to 4 yoga classes weekly, and more that I'm going to talk about for today's video. So, can your busy nurse schedule afford a self-care routine? Hey nurses, Nurse Rooms here. I'm a Filipino dialysis nurse and welcome back to my channel where I upload videos all about dialysis and my journey as an immigrant nurse here in the US. For the whole month of January, I'm going to talk about routines to kickstart for this year 2025. I've already started a daily shift routine from my previous video, so today we are going to effectively review our self-care routine considering aspects like physical health, mental well-being, social connection, and boundary setting. Are we adequately addressing each area? Do our current practices truly support our overall being? And finally, identify areas for improvement. Ready? But don't forget to hit that like button, smash the subscribe button, and hit that bell icon as I take you with me in discovering nursing career. A typical nurse schedule is 12-hour shift, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. or 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. That's 3 times a week. Or if 10-hour shift, it's 4 times a week. What most nurses love is the 4-on-4 schedule since they can have straight 4 days off after working straight 4 days. However, for dialysis nurses, the shift schedule is totally different. It's definitely earlier that can start as early as 4 a.m. or a little later that can end as late as 11 p.m. Some clinics even do nocturnal that starts late night until dawn, while for acutes, it's per treatment depending on your pace. Whatever it is, this is how flexible a dialysis nurse schedule can be. My clinic is only open for 4 times a day for treatments, so our schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, with day offs in between workdays and fixed weekends off. The 4th day, by the way, is our reschedule day, and the per diem nurse usually works on those days. With our kind of schedule, we can afford 2 days off for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and always a day off for Thanksgiving. For the new year, however, everyone has decided not to move it to at least get a holiday pay. So this year, unfortunately, we were not able to do our annual New Year's staycation tradition. But what's your schedule like? Let me know in the comments below. To answer the video's title, it doesn't matter if your work schedule can afford a self-care routine or not, because as a nurse, you need to have one. Our profession exposes us to a high level of stress, emotional strain, and demanding situations that can lead to burnout and compassion fatigue if not managed properly. A self-care routine prioritizes our own well-being that helps maintain our energy and mental capacity to provide quality patient care, prevent burnout, and ultimately have a more fulfilling career. So for this year 2025, give yourself the same care and attention that you give to your patients. Let's start with physical health. You only need the basic 3 to achieve these areas: sleep, nutrition, and exercise. With the early call time for dialysis nurses, I'm 100% guilty of sleep. I sleep as late as 11 p.m. and my alarm time starts at 2:15 a.m. to 3:30 a.m. for a 4:30 a.m. call time. That's just how long I need to warm up my mind and body to fully wake up. And that's just 3 hours of sleep. With this, we can see that I need to change my night routine to be able to sleep early and get at least 6 hours of sleep. So around 8 p.m., I needed to be in bed already, which surprisingly, I did. And as early as 7:30 p.m., I was already in bed listening to sleep music or white noise. It was definitely not easy, but what helped was keeping myself away from my phone. The advantage about my work schedule is that I have a day off in between work days, so I don't really have anything going on before an early shift. So I made sure to have a specific cut-off time around 7 p.m. to finish everything I need for the day and for the next day's plan. So by exactly 8 p.m., I'm all ready to sleep. So first, know what time you need to wake up for work. Second, how many minutes you need to snooze your alarm to fully wake up. Third, count 6 hours backward and make that as your time to sleep. Then fourth, add another hour before sleep time as your cutoff time for your daily activities. I think this is the hardest one to fulfill. I arrived here in the US in 2022. I tried walking around parks, but never got to do it consistently. I even tried buying my own set of 5-pound dumbbells so I can just do it at home. And hey, there's also a free gym in the apartment, but still, I haven't committed to any exercise routine until last year, October 2023, I enrolled in a yoga class. All because I paid it for a monthly auto payment. So if you really want to commit and make a change, involve money and make it as an auto payment. This might not be applicable to everyone, but if we have the same exercise plan failures, then this might also work for you. This gives you two things. First, psychological factor. When you've already paid for a membership, you're more likely to feel obligated to use it, reducing the temptation to skip workouts due to lack of motivation. Second, habit building. Consistent automatic payments can help establish a routine of going to the gym regularly. I now go to yoga classes more than I go to work. I only have 3 work days, yet I work out 4 times a week. I start my week on a Monday with yin yoga to help rebalance my energy and bring more equilibrium into the new week. In between, I do hot Pilates 2 times and on a Saturday with Bikram Pure to end the week, relieving tension, work out stiffness, release trapped energy, revitalize, and assist in overcoming many physical and emotional problems and disorders. I don't just pick whatever class is available, I choose what fits me. So when you finally decide to enroll in one, most gyms usually have an intro price for 2 weeks so you can try out different classes and see what you think is best for you. So explore special discounts the gym nearby have. When I started yoga, I didn't care about nutrition. I just continued with whatever I was eating. Then I realized I really wanted to be committed. I need to match up my diet with the new exercise routine I have. But honestly, it's not really as strict as you think. It's only on work days when I really plan my food because these are the days that I can plan and prepare ahead. I prepare overnight oats breakfast for consecutive 3 days or 2 depending on my work schedule. You'll be surprised by the basic nutrients a jar contains. The oats itself is high in fiber, beta-glucan, and minerals. Milk is rich with protein, calcium, and vitamins. If you add yogurt, it has high protein and probiotics. On my case, I don't just because. So I use peanut butter instead, which is also nutrient rich, has high levels of protein, healthy fat, and several vitamins and minerals, along with the seeds, which I use chia, that provides omega-3 fatty acids. Fruits for vitamins and minerals. Then finally, spices with my fave, cinnamon, that may offer antioxidant, and of course, maple syrup for a depth of flavor. I try doing the same for lunch, but eating the same meal for the whole week is sometimes tiring. So the overnight oats breakfast is already enough. During my yoga classes, I made sure to prepare an electrolyte-rich drink and not just water because the room is insanely warm and hot and you'll be sweating profusely. You want to avoid water intoxication. My 3 months of doing yoga is surprisingly unbelievable. I was 130 pounds when I stepped foot in the US soil. I managed to maintain 127.5 pounds, but right now I'm down to 118.8 pounds. That's almost 9 pounds less in just 3 months. Right now, I think it's time to build that beautiful abs muscle formation. So keep posted. We're done with the basic 3 of physical health. Let's move on to the next to really support our overall being, tackling mental health and social connection. As nurses, we often encounter difficult situations with patients, which can take a toll on our emotional well-being. Self-care helps us develop coping mechanisms to manage stress and maintain emotional resilience. I've mentioned this before. The Headspace app provided by our company, I now incorporate it in my morning and evening routine and as well during my work breaks. I simply listen to it, helping me relax and meditate. Don't ever underestimate the power of breathing exercises. One time I had an argument with a patient who cussed, shouted, and the worst that you can even think of. And unfortunately, as nurses, we're here to understand and try to meditate or calm the situation. That time I was new and it was my first time encountering the situation and I had no idea what to do. I unintentionally walked out, but with a plan to get another nurse. It was the patient herself who even asked me, "Where are you going?" And that's when I realized that I was about to do something ridiculous. So I just said I need to call a different nurse because I can see that you don't want to cooperate with me. After calling the nurse, I went to the bathroom and all my emotions just burst. This time around, with more experience of patients and yoga, I now treat each and every patient is messed up and anytime they can explode. So by the time they do, I don't get affected immediately. So when it happens, my first statement is relax, do deep breaths. Now tell me, what do you want? This is easier said than done and it will take time, so just be patient. Positive thinking and mindfulness also help in this aspect. You can do journaling to reflect on your thoughts and feelings, or reading to take your mind away from other things happening in your environment. Don't forget about quality time. This is hard for immigrant nurses to come here all by themselves with families left in their home country. So this should not always mean spending time with people, but alone quality time. Although every day you're alone, kidding aside, I meant to go out, treat yourself for a delicious meal, snacks, pamper yourself, get a facial treatment, get your hair colored, buy the thing that you've been putting aside or waiting for a sign to buy. This is the sign. You deserve it. Remember, again, give yourself the same care and attention that you give to your patients. Also, social support. If you're not as social as other people are, attending religious events also counts. I attend Mass every Sunday and it provides me a consistent community of like-minded individuals who can offer encouragement, understanding, and a sense of belonging. Finally, the area that we need to improve is Improving our boundary setting is crucial because it allows us to protect our own well-being, maintain healthy relationships, reduce stress, and build self-esteem by clearly communicating our needs and limits, preventing others from taking advantage of it, and ensuring we prioritize our own happiness and priorities over the expectations of others. For us Filipinos, helping is our love language, so it's not a wonder when you work with Filipino nurses, you can definitely survive the shift smoothly. However, this can be stressful because then you get to do more than what you're expected to do. So for this year, 2025, it might not be directly saying no, but just set boundaries. Trust your teammates, learn to delegate. You'll be surprised to discover that you're actually working with people who have leadership qualities, which you fail to see because you're so busy doing everything. Start prioritizing yourself. Practice making time for your own needs without feeling guilty. But if you're struggling with significant stress or mental health and all the above just doesn't work and help, it's not a shame to seek professional support. That's it. Hope you learned something from this video. If yes, don't forget to click like, leave a comment for some video suggestion, and of course, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching and see you next video.